Here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the world of ability. We are here every Saturday at 1 o'clock Central Time to go ahead and talk all things ability, the world of ability. Back when this first started, Kurt Roskopf was the guy. It was his brainchild to get things rolling here on these days, to start talking these conversations. We're starting today with him coming on in and sharing a bit more with us. So Kurt, I'm going to go ahead and bring you in right away, because I am thankful that you're here and able to give us a little more background on what we're all doing and how we've gotten here. So Kurt, over to you.
Why? I want to cover with you folks why World of Ability. Why are we here? Why is Leon here? Why is Marianne here? Why is Emily here? Why is my wife Sue here? Why am I here? Why are you here? Why is there this live streaming? Why? I was giving her new material and I'm like, Sue, that's new material every day. There's new material here today. You know, we met Emily Comer 3.5 years ago through a friend, Anna Maria Bliven, Dr. Anna Maria Bliven. She started concerted about employment. Here at the World of Ability, employment is a big deal. We're teamed up with the Disability Channel, which is rooted in employment. We're talking about Jay Stoyan. Jay Stoyan, who started the Disability Channel, was concerned about his employment producing television. He was producing television, ladies and gentlemen. He was producing a show following Friends on Fox, and he was very successful at it. Jay is very successful at TV production. And what he noticed is that when disability shows itself in the television industry, that it matters. You get treated differently, inappropriately. There's objectification. There is, there's microaggression. There is dysfunction out there all over the place between people with disabilities and people that don't have a disability. This is me coming in, Kurt Roskopf, saying this is my transparency. This is my confession. This is my profession, to say that I had a day where I had to realize I was not the person I want to be. I am not today the person I want to be. I want to be a person where when I'm in my face space, I feel like I am praying with my brothers and sisters who are brothers and sisters who have disabilities and who don't, and that we're all unified. I want to be able to gather around the world today, 8 billion people strong, and that we're all equally yoked. I created a mantra that's called unbiased pathways. Does it take acts of kindness to bring unbiased pathways? You better believe it, my brothers and sisters. It does. Does it take compassion and acts of kindness to bring people clean water? I mean, can we unite around that fact that everybody deserves to have a mug here? One of Emily's favorite places, the Nitty Gritty, Marsh Shapiro's Nitty Gritty. It is Emily's birth month, April. We're still celebrating that. Happy birth month, Emily. But we need to be able to drink clean water. 8 billion people deserve this. Thank you, Leon, for waking up one day and saying everybody is going to be drinking clean water if Leon McLaughlin has anything to do with it. This is the fire in my belly, folks. Let me tell you a story. I want to tell you a story that Sue and I talk about here, that we love to water ski. So we wouldn't mind water skiing on those Hawaiian waters. We can do that. We can ski on salt water. I've done it before through the Bahamas. So we can do that. But the idea is, a handful of years ago, I was coming up out of the water on a Tuesday night with practice. It was a practice night, and we had a phenomenal run. I was proud. I always am proud of this group that we water ski with. And I come out of the water, I gather up those big pieces of lumber. We call them show planks. And I grabbed my show planks and I came out and I looked off to the right. I saw a gentleman over there by himself by one of the trees at Lakefront Park. And I looked at him and hey, what, do you like anything? Are we doing anything right? Like, is there constructive criticism here? What do you got, sir? What, do you like anything? And it created a banter. And I started to hear how he likes to do things around the lake, whether it's fishing or whether it's just coming out and enjoying the sunset, whatever it is, whether he has a chance to get out in a boat, with friends or this or that. And when he started to talk to me about his lake-centric living, I thought, oh, he might enjoy being a part of the show, being a part of the club, the water ski club. And I asked him that, hey, what about joining the club? And there's a little bit of silence there, and it's just a little snippet of what actually happened. There was a long silence there. I persevered, and I waited for the gentleman to tell me, what about the idea of joining the club? And you know what he told me, folks? I thought you had to be somebody. Whoa, is that deep or what? I'm 52 years old, folks, and to me, that of all the things said to me in my life by my mother, father, brothers and sisters, friends, Happy Neighborhood Project people or whatever, you know what? That is the thing in my life that stands out the most. Talking to people around the world, being on cruises, being down in Mexico on the pyramids, going to the Bahamas, and the guy's like, come down to the dungeon. That gentleman on Lakefront Park telling me, I thought you had to be somebody. I'm going to say, folks, that is the most profound thing that anybody has ever told me in my life. Because now when I think of my 52 years of life, to me, that is it, folks. Our sense of belonging is one of the biggest value sets we can have in life, is it not? I want all of you to feel that you belong here at the World of Ability. You have a place. Leon has a place. Marianne has a place. Emily has a place. Sue has a place. I have a place. We have Debbie Hayes coming in here. She's bringing in the pet component of what we do. Think of the role of animals, service animals, and so forth in the lives of people with disabilities, and to look at how people with disabilities are the masters of ability. I talk about, if you back up the train to half ago in my life, my late 20s, about when I got married to Sue type of deal here, I was thinking that people with disabilities are like 1 in 100. There's 1 in 100 people, a person with a disability. Whoa! The disability community taught me, Kurt, rewire that brain, brother. Newsflash. Now it's today 1 in 4 people. So you're taking a 99-to-1 ratio perception from 25 years ago, which is now a 3-to-1 ratio reality that we profess here on the World of Ability podcast show, live streaming, bringing it out, teaming up with mass media, radio, television, getting it out there far and wide, because I learned entering my 40s, again, I'm 52, so a dozen years ago plus, and thanks to some friends in the community and this insurmountable opportunity through the field of water skiing, where the Wisconsin Water Ski Federation teamed up with some of our friends with disabilities, and they blew it up. More than sextuple the access, folks, in 6 years, access to the sport of water skiing for people with disabilities. This is what I want to do at the Happy Neighborhood Project. I want to more than sextuple the access for professionals with disabilities, for professional networking. At the Happy Neighborhood Project, we call it H&P Ability. I want to get out there and do ability ministries where we are more than sextupling the access to prayer and worship and doing scriptural studies and whatever it is. Go out and hug trees, folks. Go out and let's do meditations. Let's get this access for our brothers and sisters. 2 billion people strong around the world. 2 billion. That's B as in billion, boy. B as in boy, billion. 2 billion people, 1 in 4 people. It's a 3-to-1 ratio. And like I said, the way our world works, our culture, our customs, our genetic memories, the way the history has culminated us, our workspace, let's go out and have some fun. Mariana Waikiki, right? Let's go out and
go out and play.
There we go. So anything can do. Let's do life. Let's empower people that don't have disability, like have been empowered, my brothers and sisters, by receiving in the soul of another human being. That yes, they have a disability, but that didn't matter. When you receive their soul, you start to gather, oh my gosh, they are the master of ability. People with disabilities, masters of ability. That's what this is about. It's about flipping the script. And that's what we're doing here today. I got huddled up with Emily and Sue, and I said, we got to flip the script. We got to illuminate this thing at H&P. Our drum that we're beating is revitalize. 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 So I hope we're revitalized here today. We have tremendous guests. We have a tremendous co-host, complete with Emily and Sue. And with that, Sue, back to you. Let's get this show running and rolling. I know we've got a few guests here that are ready to get hot on the mic and share their passion. Let's do it to it, Sue.
It's always good to
Wow, what a powerful message, Kurt Roskopf.
So this guy's on fire, baby.
You are on fire this morning. I was low five a little bit this morning because the dust and everything, but dust is settled. You got my eyes open. Oh my gosh, I was interpreting for you in my head. Oh my gosh, wow, my hands would be flowing. I wouldn't be able to move today, but I'm going to be moving and shaking because Leanne McLaughlin's here too, and we got some great stuff to be happening. Lights up to you, Kurt. Thank you so much, World of Ability, for having us here every Saturday talking about things that matter, what we're doing around the world in the community. And I'm Marianne of Waikiki. I'm the author and game developer of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 folk man as puppets. My books are into animation movies with sign language characters and a soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and The Perfect Wave. And we are creatively working. 2 weeks ago, we created a video with Lucy's new song called Love is the Only Way, with actually animation characters. So it was like Christmas for me because these people are amazing in Pakistan, creatively using these characters and having it all come together. A few little edits here and there, adding closed caption. And then the second one, well, the first one is the only way. The second one is rich and radiant I am, because guess what? When you clean water, we be rich and radiant. How does our vibes feel? I'm, a little low down little this past couple of days because why? Well, a little dust and dust hanging around in my room, kind of cleaning it up, and grateful that I could drink some good clean water. And what happens? I'm in Mexico. Mexico. There's a lot of dust. So we want to clear the dust and be able to drink those clean water. And we have an amazing human being that's making world impact with Clean Water Foundation. And I'm very honored and proud that we can create these animation characters for them to see the world of how we can bring these animation characters to the United Nations for Clean Water Foundation. So Leon, us doing, I know another previous guest in the past, by the way, Jack was a filmmaker who did filmmaking in Atlanta last year, is going to be redoing another film festival, and he wants to help us out. He wants to know what we can do for the city in Niagara, Africa. Am I saying that correctly? So, let's
Nigeria.
Nigeria, sorry. All right, so Leon, more things that are happening because you've also translated, see this powerhouse of him sitting there speaking for global giving, and they translated into Spanish. And like, wow, this new AI technology, the great discovery, we've had 2 meetings, not 3. And I met Joe Wright, sales and marketing director. All of us around there learning how to do this and to translate the areas into 100 languages. It's going to take some time, but it's a community effort. And Leon, share what you're up to and share how our week went with the World of Ability and Sue and Emily G and Kurt Roskopf.
Yeah, how's it going? Everything's going really well here. We had a really wonderful week. Not only did we have a wonderful, we were able to deliver 5 years worth of replacement filters to 4 schools on the Blackfeet Reservation in Montana. We currently was working with the Hope Navajo in Arizona, where we're also delivering water units to schools and homes. But we did a deal last year with the Blackfeet tribe, and from our donors, we are now able to give those children and their families and have the children as goodwill ambassadors to bring the water home from schools to their families and teach them about how important clean water is. And the custom-made filters that we designed for them was the filters because they are really, they care about the environment. So they are coconut custom-made carbon block filters. And now they have enough filters for 5 years for the Blackfeet tribe in Montana. Really awesome. Along with you finding up Joe Wright, who was the executive marketing for Kellogg's Cornflake Corporation and Kraft. That's nice. He's on the team with Mariana with what's doing with the acts of kindness. So that was a great meeting. And for the great discovery to do deal giving with AI and me talking in Spanish, and it was unbelievable. So we've had a great week, and it's good that we got everybody joining us. And we did the show last week here, and now all of a sudden we got Joe Wright in joining us, who's a great marketing guy to help Mariana out with the acts of kindness, and to be able to get donors to donate for that, for those 5 years worth of replacement filters for 4 schools for children and their families. And we always ask if anyone want to join us, you can go to www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org and, join us, whether you're a technology guy, you singers, anyone. We definitely want you to join us to help these children. And when you said Nigeria, we'll definitely work with Jasper. And I remember meeting him a few times on the World of Ability show. So it's good that he's doing the filming. We can do anything to bring water into Nigeria, because we just sent some units to Hungary that to go for some teachers in one of Hope's orphanages, and they're also in Senegal where we put some water units at. So if we can get together with them and see how we can send some water units to, that'll be totally awesome. Thank you. Yeah, everything on what they say, just when we thought it was great. And for Kurt to start the show, to fire everybody, to give us that energy, it's amazing.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, Leanne, I have questions to share with us for you. So, I put a lot of work. So did my Fiverr team too. We made videos for the United Nations with characters, water flow, robo robot that opens it to receive water filters. That touches my heart. That's my favorite. Some of you haven't seen it, and if you can get Emily, we've done it emailed. And then for robo motivation to roll around the rolling, and then have that point where it's perfect, because we have Rich the ostrich, and that's another point too. So Jasper was really with it. So I wanted to see if you could share your thoughts. We saw the videos of how our Fiverr team created, and your thoughts when you saw water flow out.
I was super impressed. Not only that, with the t-shirts that you put together, and the deal that we're working with Joe Wright on with that private equity group, which is great. That's going to open up these stores. They're actually going to be water, coffee, and juice bars. That's going to go all across the country, and a few of them out of the country. And we will have your products in those stores, is what I was talking to him and the private equity group about, along with Dr. Emoto's, who we have a deal with out of Japan, messages of water. So imagine, and they have children books also on messages of water. So we're going to put this bundle package together with Dr. Emoto books for the children, and the regular messages of water. Your books that you're putting together, along with the puppets that you created with acts of kindness. So this is going to be a great deal when this deal goes through. And we were just talking about it earlier this week on what we're going to do, and they love your whole products, the creativity that you put together. So yeah, working together works. And now we got some of the private equity people that's looking into it, along with the Great Discovery, when we did that video for global giving, which is serious, because global giving, that goes all over the world. So imagine you got the world seeing that video talking about, the translations with AI in Spanish. So we're working on it, which is great.
Yes, and I just want to highlight, I do some lip reading when it's produced. No, this is from our heart. Suzanne Sims, Lucy Lynch, my dear friend Scott, messages from Unity Church of Hawaii for ocean cleanup, anti-bullying, and for climate change. So those are some of the questions, and I want to share that too out of our heart too. When people do see these AIs, that some people are just talking because they want sales, or they do this or that. I made $1 million because they wrote it on ebook, and watch their lips. I encourage you. watch their lips when they're speaking, because they don't parallel. And you know, a lot of people are being fake imposters. Okay. J-Lo was talking about this, how stuff, look at the stuff doesn't match. So I'm just letting you know this AI discovery gave us a sample, and Leon, it hit right on, right on. So I'm real impressed, and we'll see how it will go with the other languages as well. And yes, this is amazing because you even got El Salvador involved, right, Leon?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're actually working with some of the folks that's connected with the president of El Salvador, because we did a water project in schools over there, and now they want to do water treatment plants that we're going to be working with, and going over there giving a concert. So yeah, we got that going, along with they just did an interview with Nancy from Airline Ambassadors, that with the Gold Coast magazine people. So we're putting it all together. We got a great group we're putting together, and it's from, like I said, the World of Ability shows that's given us the energy to reach out to others, and now the others are coming in. It was good that you did talk to Joe, because like I said, he's really close to the private equity group. And what he told me is Mariana got a great idea. So if you got one of the head marketing guys that used to market for Kellogg's Corporation and Kraft Foods, have a conversation with you and tell you how great your idea is, and with the ebooks that you're creating. I mean, that's like, and talking to the private equity, that's getting closer and closer to close the deal, because you got the right people that's batting for you. So it couldn't get any better than that. And like you said, with El Salvador, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna give a concert. We got the Gold Coast magazine coming in, putting that article together. So yeah, things are going really, really well.
So many good things. I love that we can connect here on Saturdays like this and be able to share all the amazing things going on. This is touching all corners of the world and all ages, all abilities, all the pieces come together here. I cannot believe how much good is happening. So, Leon, what you do is amazing. All those people that you're working with, and what a difference you're making. I mean, and actually, think about this. You are sharing what's happening in, like, for example, in Montana. You are making a difference at the schools there with the water filters, and they're bringing the water home to their families. Think about how spoiled we all are here in so many places. Like where I am, I have got clean water at my house. I have that already. I think it's easy to forget that that is not a common thing across the world. It is not something that we should be taking for granted, because we do. I mean, if I was to go ask my neighbors here, do you even think about the part where you have clean water at your fingertips? It's an everyday thing here. We just go to our faucet. We have wells here that are clean, and we are able to go ahead and just have all we want. It's a luxury, right? I think we forget that sometimes basic things like that are not so basic everywhere else. So it brings back this whole idea of world of ability. It's a different level of ability here, right? I'm talking about the ability to have clean water. We don't all have that, and it's so easy to forget that that is, when I think about what I hear in like on the TikToks and all these things, what's popular? It's like I need my brand named item. I need to have the best of whatever happens to be the name brand thing. That's what's going through my mind right now. Of I want to spend extra money to have this so that I look good. Wait a second. We forget that there's basic needs that are not being met across the world. People need to have the clean water. They need to be able to eat every day. They need basic things. Right? I think
No,
it's
you're exactly right, Sue. It's just like when we were in Bolivia and these kids were praying for clean water, and they were like, "Stepdad, you're our only ticket out." And I was like, "Wow, amazing." I mean, over here you're praying to hit the lotto. Over there they praying just to have clean water. So you're exactly right. The priorities is a lot different. Over, like I said, over there we're praying for clean water compared to over here. can I please hit the lottery? So you're right, because you already got clean water. So you're exactly right.
It's amazing. So the things that you're bringing together. Oh, go ahead, Marianne.
Oh, well, because I kind of wanted to share too. So, yeah, I live in an environment. I'm grateful because I do have water, and I have water delivered. And I shared with some other people moving down here, retirees, and buying houses. And there's construction here, and it's been good, and it's also been like breathing. My eyes itching. Things are happening, and so. And I'm clean, and I put on the fan to circulate. Well, I didn't realize how much dirt, dander, and gunk I created, and just me. I'm only the person in my studio apartment, right? And same thing with the air conditioner filters. So these are things that you have to change and clean out. Unfortunately, I share with my landlord. He's like, "You're good. You always teach me something." And I'm grateful because we take them out and then we spray them with water. Thank you. And then bring them back in. So these are parts of a component. So Leanne, can you share with us about these filters, how long they last, and when do you need to pull them out and clean them, wash them out without, believe me, I was like, oh my God, really? I have that much? It's just me. There's no dog in here. But when do you need to rechange these filters? How often? How often you need to change these filters in the water filter itself so that it is purified?
You don't have to change the filters to after 10,000 gallons of water has been used on the smaller units. And that machine could provide 50 people with drinking water. So imagine you got one person with our smallest unit and 50 people can drink water off of that one unit because you don't have to change the filters to 10,000 gallons of water has been used. 10,000 gallons is a lot of water for one person. It's like a swimming pool full of water. So just imagine a swimming pool with 10,000 gallons in it. You don't have to change that filter to after that is done. So a lot of times the filters last past its life expectancy, but we normally say 10,000 gallons. Then you change the water filter. Yep. And they're custom made because they take out contaminants and viruses. So that's a water unit that would cost normally $600, but the manufacturers let us have it for $150. Now, when we're doing whole villages, you don't have to change the filters to like 2 years before you need to change the filters. But you're producing something like 5,000 gallons of water. We have a filter that normally would cost $250 for that filter, but we got to deal with the manufacturers because they want to be like part of it, and they can write off. The filters are $50. So you got a filter that's going into a school that's costing $50 from a donation, and you then bought enough filters for the school, 4 schools to have filters for the next 5 years to change the filters. It's amazing. And the filters, each filter is $50. Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. Awesome. So
and
what
it
is
just shows you working together works, for the manufacturers to get involved. for the schools, because it was super hard to get on the Blackfeet reservation, just like the Hopi and Navajo. And it was like I was saying last week, the Hopi and Navajo is really in bad shape in Arizona because they're drinking water from the mining companies with uranium in their water. So we have to get a special uranium filter. But we got all the manufacturers on board helping us with that. I mean, imagine they're going in areas with a Geiger counter and it's going off the hinges because of the contamination in the air and water. That's serious when you got to walk around with a Geiger counter and it's going off the charts because that much uranium is out there and you're breathing it and drinking it.
Sorry, that part's trying to sink in a little bit. Went back in 25-ish years ago, I worked at the Medical College of Wisconsin. I was in a research lab. We used to use radioactivity to label pieces of what we were doing in the lab in order to actually, we would take readings then, so we knew what was going on with our experiment. So when I'm hearing you say the water has contaminants in it that you can actually read with a Geiger counter, what? That is not something you can consume. You can't. You are killing yourself. You are, I mean, really.
That's exactly right.
Extraordinary precautions so that we can safely work with, and we didn't even use uranium. I mean, that was way beyond what we were working with. We were working with things that were very low level. Uranium's not. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how it is that a community can have this going on and there's not more being done about it. I mean, what would they be doing if you weren't doing what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
How would you survive?
That's exactly right. Imagine they're getting cancers at 16 years old because of this. And so it's basically like wiping out a whole reservation. And they had stopped doing the uranium mines for about 10 years, and then they started it back up because the price of uranium went up. So they opened the mines back up. So imagine you could Google Hopi and Navajo and the uranium mines. They protested for 10 years to stop it, and it was stopped. And then they reopened these mines because of the price of uranium, and now they're faced with the situation all over again.
Unbelievable. So again, so grateful for what you're doing. Tell us again, what are your next things? What's on the horizon for you?
The next thing is working with Mariana to put these her puppets and books into these coffee, water, and juice bars, who we're working with the private equity company that we're working with. And Joe will help her with the marketing, which is great because now she got a marketeer that's a professional that could really tell her how to market everything, and us to convince, which the private equity company has agreed to let us put her puppets in along with Dr. Emoto's books. So we're working on that project, the El Salvador project that we'll be doing, working with the president of El Salvador, people in his administration, to do a water treatment plant and bringing in more water filters from this private equity deal to the Hopi, Navajo, and the Blackfeet. Now that we're working with those guys to do more water units, to actually start putting them in their homes so they can have, like we're doing with the Hopi and Navajo, because not only do we have the water units in the schools on the Hopi and Navajo reservation, we actually got those units in homes, and to put a treatment plant on the Hopi and Navajo reservation.
Amazing. Now, I know there's a video that's out there. Emily, do you have access to that you might be able to share that with us on here as well? Is that
we just created it. I emailed it to you. I don't know if you can download it. And it's with a Fiverr graphic designer. And actually, it's for Clean Water Foundation. And it's Love is the Only Way. And it features Water Flow the Whale and Robo motivation. Opens up his arms. It's my favorite part. To receive it. You're gonna love it. You just tilt and I'm going to pick up and I'm going to go roll them around the world. I think it's beautiful. So that's my favorite part. And you have that, Emily?
I have to go to find it here.
Well, that is. I'm also just thinking about with what Leon was saying here now with that with the uranium and how that is causing cancers, is basically taking people's ability away. I mean, I have often heard in the last decade here with what we do in the Milwaukee area. There was a friend that shared a phrase with me, TAB, temporarily able-bodied. I guess my hope is that I am able-bodied for we all want that as long as possible, right? We all would like to keep our abilities as much as we can for as long as we can. When I'm hearing that with what's going on in the Hopi Nation there, that they are dealing with having uranium in their water, that they're getting cancer at like the age of 16, that kind of is home. My daughter right now is almost 16. She's getting close to that. I'm just trying to picture how they are dealing with that kind of a reality, just across all of the people that they in their community. It is beyond comprehension for me that is reality. That is something that's happening, and we're as worldwide, we're letting that happen. People don't know that done, and I'm hoping that we can share that out there more and more so that it's known, and the more it's known, can be done about it and for it. So again, with what Leon, so much for your efforts there, and you are making a difference. You're giving them the ability to drink clean water.
Yeah, I'm really honored about that. And the elders told me to put the word out like that, like what we're doing here. And that was their wishes, to tell me the stories, because they normally, they're not telling outsiders any stories, because I didn't have a clue that they were in that kind of situation right here in America. And so when I talked to the elders, when we did the fundraiser in Sedona, they sat down and told me the whole stories, how basically had their water taken from them, then polluted, and it's just unbelievable. But to spread the word, so I think what we're doing, they are really, happy that we are spreading the word like we're doing on shows like World of Ability, to let the world know what's going on. So we're, to be a voice for them is amazing. So I'm honored to be on this show to tell their story. So yeah, you're right. The more people hear about it, the more people get involved. Even one of the private equity guys that's working with us, and they were like, we know we're going to be making a lot of money, but you know what? We want to give back, so let's work on getting them a water treatment plant. That's how we got this whole deal going, because the deal we're putting together with them, 10% of their NOI net operating water treatment plants for the Navajo reservation, other parts, and water units. So I'm really excited. And for us to put Marianne Puppets and Dr. Emoto from Japan to get involved and say, hey, we're with you. We understand. So you got people from Japan understanding what's going on in Hopi and Navajo, because the word is
Now that's a lot of work, teamwork, and thank you for our fiber team in Pakistan, and also making it happen, that there's closed captioning for our hard of hearing world.
I'm
and
actually not able to play it. I think you have to accept my request to do the Google Drive. Otherwise, I'm not able to play it.
Well, in the future we'll do it, but Leon saw it, so we got it there. And again, speaking with Joe was such an honor this week to, Leon, I want to talk to him. I want to clear my head, kind of have an idea what's going on, and get some clarity, bring these books into ebooks. And a big thank you to Suzanne Sims. She's my writer. She edited the stuff. She's been from day one. Also, too, receiving, the Awesome Foundation awards. We keep applying for it, and someday we'll get. And also, too, with your group too as well, bring these amazing stories into animation. So I'm looking really forward to writing with Suzanne, which is such a pleasure. With, of course, Lucy Lynch's music. And thank you, Matthew Lynch, too, for sending the MP3 over here again to show the story from the thought to action. And yes, these are characters, and but this is also what's happening in our animal kingdom and our deaf and hard of hearing community and world of ability and clean water. Climate change is our next thing. And how unpredictable is this going to be this year in 2024? And so amazing work, but we got some new characters and it'll be fun. And Sue, love your biology background because there's some characters too that I sit and I read and learn and have fun and happy with them, with some friends here that are staying here and that were teachers and leaders and everything. So it's going to be amazing. I don't know how it's going to happen or start, but I know that the series is there. And thank you for the universe for giving me the opportunity to share this with everybody, as well as World of Ability. Be here. Sorry, every Saturday because we would have never met. This would have never happened. And thank you so much again, Kurt, for keeping us motivated as a team leader, and you, Sue, and Emily G, and Lauren Wingate behind some of the studio in here, and Jay in Canada. I mean, there's so many players here. We just want to thank everybody for participating in today's show.
Another thing too, I was going to say another thing too, is that Great Discovery, when Joe actually talked to the CEO of Great Discovery, that they connected him up because he was impressed about that AI translation. So he actually had a meeting with Matthew and the CEO to see if they're going to incorporate that into their VO marketing 24/7 accessibility deal that he's putting together. So we need to circle back with him on that. With Kurt, actually talked to the CEO, was super impressed. That totally blew him away. That Great Discovery deal.
Yeah, that's going to be a game changer.
It was very impressive, and again, I was able to. I'm not a big lip reader, but I know that's true and authentic, and it's you. And no one's changing the words. And again, I shared it with people down who do know Spanish, and thumbs up. Very impressive. So we know at the World of Ability what we're doing. We're authentic people. We're not the fake AI or fake genies. We want to do it. And so I'm grateful too that I got to meet Joe too. Again, explaining the Acts of Kindness series. It's got some noise here, but it's not an AI generated book. And it's it's true stories because we take you around the whole characters in a way in my life that I got to do it, being a hard of hearing person, interpreting, but they're good stories. We're going to leave a legacy. So I'm really excited with that to explain that too, that with Joe and Suzanne, we're all real people. And you had met Lucy too in Hawaii. Her angelic voice takes you away. So not only that, we have the books, the storyline, the musician, and that we have characters that are going to benefit 500 million people worldwide with a hearing loss. We have 1 million people, billion people with a hearing loss, millions of moms and dads coming from being of service who can not only hear their own children or grandchildren. And we don't want to bring up the warfare against happening over there from the other side of the world, but it is. So just imagine, and cleaning up the water, that, and we got climate change, we got flooding. I don't want to bring that kind of stuff, but stuff is happening. We're seeing stuff in Mother Nature, and so we want to be able to, make sure that we live in a healthy world and educate. So again, we thank you, Kurt Roskopf, for that big motivational speech this morning. Sue Ross, every week too, you're so happy with bringing us on board. Emily G. Wow, I give you a lot of information to bring on these amazing speakers, and we're doing it. And Emily, we have another person too up there that has been patiently waiting. Can you introduce her, please?
Yeah, can
We're not talking too much, but we've had a rocking and rolling week. Right, Leon?
Jenna,
Yes, indeed.
I know Jenna at least wanted to come in and at least listen to how the show went and kind of stuff. But Jenna, if you'd like to oops, guess I won't. But Jenna, if you'd like to say anything, you're more than welcome to. But Jenna is in the financial industry.
Hi everybody, thank you for having me on. I do a lot of the times prefer to hang out and listen, see what the vibe is. If there's anything I can actually add value with. So I'm just humbled to be included and warmly invited with enthusiasm. Because honestly, sometimes I never really feel ready, even though one of my mottos is always be ready, right? So, yes, I am Jenna Purdue, and I work in the area of financial literacy and financial services. One of the things I do is provide parents tuned into the world of ability information on finding resources or augmenting the resources that they already have, helping them find attorneys to establish special needs trust, something that they need. I have the ability to help with able accounts. And this is a really exciting world for me. I really, being able to people understand a financial picture that not everybody has, it's like a puzzle, right? And so I love puzzles. I love to be able to help people. And so myself in the financial services sector with the ability to help people it's really like a dream come true. And I'm excited. I know I walked in this. I was actually up all night with a family with a new baby. So I was, catching up on the sleep that I was giving to them instead. But I was catching up, just hearing some things here, and I thank you, Leon, for the work that you're doing. And I'm so excited by the work that Mary is doing. And when I heard Leon mention that Marianne's puppets, and I'm like, whoa, there's a puppet show here. So one of the things that I was really fortunate to be able to stay home with my kids decade. And one of the things that my older daughter and I did, we're all makers of sorts. So we have things like sewing machines and paintbrushes and stuff all over the house, because we're constantly making things, also breaking things. I encouraged my kids to break things so they could figure out how to put them back together. And the things that my older daughter did for my younger daughter's group as babies was puppet shows. And so, and that's a concept that I was thinking about bringing in again into financial literacy. There are, programs that, gosh, I'm just overwhelmed with how much information I have that I can provide, and it's a deluge, really. I feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose. There's so much information that I need to learn to be able to disperse well. But one of the thoughts I was having is once I'm able to, put together, a kids program, it would be fun to do with puppets, and of course I'm also secretly hoping that the digital age hasn't, eaten all of our brains to where the kids don't want to have anything to do with puppets, and they just, want to hold the device and watch a show instead. So, anyway, I think I've said enough. I'm definitely passionate about bringing together what I'm able to do in order to help families in any way, and that I get to work in finances. Yeah, I didn't see myself here when I was a kid.
Jenna, is that you enjoy that piece of the puzzle, putting those pieces together, because finances can be intimidating because there's a lot to it that people don't know. I mean, you were able to special needs trust and ABLE accounts, and for the people that need to know the pieces about that and what that is, I know a lot of people who when that kind of stuff comes up, it's like, okay, deer in the headlights time, because it's a lot. Some people are great with details and some people aren't, and that's okay. We all have our special things that we're really good at, and that this is something that you can help people with. That is so huge.
Yeah, there's definitely, like you said, there's a deluge of information, but there's also, money is a big, shameful conversation in our country. We're not encouraged to, what's a good analogy? Drop your drawers and talk about finance. It's like being naked. It's like nobody, and so it's uncomfortable, and we spend a lot of time in country shoulding people, like, I should know that. It's like, no, nobody is born with a financial literacy education. And unless your parents are diehard about making sure that you have that knowledge going into the world, you're lucky to get it in high school or college, maybe even, and even then a lot of the times you don't. So
awesome. Yeah, no, I completely agree. What you end up along the way really depends somewhat on chance, because who do you know that is good with finances and already understands all that? If you grow up around, you have a different advantage that way, right?
So lucky.
Yeah. So we all have different backgrounds in that, and that's where I'm grateful for people who know the ins and outs, like what you do. Oh my gosh, it really does make a difference for so many people. And I think too about those with special needs that are able to take advantage of things like the special needs trust, able account type of thing, they got their hands full already. Often there's so much that they're juggling already, and to have that be an added piece, to have someone like you to turn to understand all this, that takes a lot of us off.
Thank you.
Yes, I want a quick share too. I'm sorry, we're going to go. So that's my hairstylist, Darlene. She just recovered from hip surgery, and she's back here in San Carlos. So she's amazing. But I just want to, I probably, 30 years ago, I was a manager with a deaf, and there's a lot of stuff that I learned. And being a case manager, making sure housing, medical experience, how many they could have in the bank, how much hourly that they could work, and had to use it or lose it, kind of things. And I'm grateful for that experience because I learned that myself too. And I just got some free clothing, so I'm really happy because Darlene's back and she's my hairstylist. But
awesome.
Yeah, and so she just had a hip replacement. So I'm very, very lucky here, and thank you very much, everybody. But yes, there's a lot of different things. I don't know when things are going to happen and how to prepare for it in your insurance plan are going to pay for it, yes or no. It's a risk-taking kind of thing. And we're out of the country now too, and we're grateful that I walked over with her. We figured out what we need to do for a medical providing and all that. Anything can happen. A slip or fall later in your life, losing some of your hearing. What's covered? Hearing aids. Who is your provider? Also, my Ohana or UCAR, Care. From Lori from Parrot Hedge, we have a community discussion. It's really, really good, and everybody needs to be updated because things you don't know. And I didn't know too. She's like, "Well, you get $10 a month," and I'm like, "What?" Yeah, so I called, and guess what? I have my little iWatch, and I called, and I get $10 a month. Debbie talked about it in the past. Guess what? I go, I'm reporting because, I exercise, I watch. I used to swim with my former friend that transitioned, gave it to me. And I go, well, I got it. I'm doing it. I got a pool outside my door. And then they go, well, are you social? And I go, I am. And anyway, but I said, well, I was a sign language interpreter. I didn't know if they were going to give me their credit or whatever. We're going to give you another $15 towards your account for exercising and being social. I go, I was just with the deaf. So I got paid unbelievably for just calling in and doing some other things too. So I'm kind of sharing this with you now. Life things, what I want to say, persons with disabilities, but thank you for insurance plans and being on there and finding all those things that do cover that are not really out of your pocket. The same too. Insurance, chiropractic treatment. Okay, my deaf friend and I went acupuncture. All those things were covered, and I'm just highlighting there and expressing that as well. So thank you very much for sharing all that too as well. Always into it, and then to a different point. You never know where you're going to be or whatever. But I just made $35 this week.
Beautiful thing.
I'll buy you card. Exercising, okay? But yes, so you don't know persons with disabilities also too. There's a lot of different guidelines too. That was way in the past. That was 30 years ago. There was things that you had to take them here. We went shopping. I had to watch the bank account to that they. So just everybody, because everybody watches this kind of stuff as a case manager, and I'm just sharing the goodness. So thank you for coming on and sharing that information too, because you don't know behind the scenes too. It's like some of those extras you get too. And Debbie brought that up too. Having the iWatch. Here you go. I got bucks. So anyway, Darlene's back in town. She's a hairstylist. She's from Vegas, casino dealer. We're gonna go out and play on the beach today in Mexico. And I think
that sounds nice.
Well, we deserve it. And she just recovered from hip surgery. So we have a nice pool and everything like that. So thank you so much, everybody. Leon too, we'll talk to you next week. And aloha, Osunigas. We're gonna also go out and play on Mariana Waikiki.
Awesome. Thank you, Marianne. It's always good to have you here and all the updates. We will see you next week. And we do have also Lee joining. So I want to make sure to get Lee to come on in here and say hello and join in the conversation. So, she just went out. Popping her back in here. There we go. Hi. How are you doing?
Good to see you, Gina.
Hi, thank you, Lee. I go through some corrections. It's actually Jenna.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jenna.
It's okay. It's a frequent correction, unfortunately.
No worries. It's like,
Thank you.
I get called Lee. It's just
I'm sure.
Lee, but sometimes I correct it if it makes sense, but other times I'm just writing the flow. But I'm sorry, I screwed up your name.
No. Yeah. No
But
problem.
aloha, everybody. I am Lee Karaoka. I am all the way in Hawaii. And we're like all over the U.S. I think that is so awesome to Zoom, to let us connect to each other via this amazing technology. I'm a discovery consultant because I enjoy helping teachers like Ann Sue and even Mary Ann and Leon, who left, and Marianne, who left, connect their messages to people who want to learn online. And you can sign up for free, get a free course, and I think that is like super awesome. I am Lee Karaoke to bake off in about half an hour. But thank you so much, Sue, for always doing this and hosting this. And thank you, Emily, for the person behind the live stream, is what we're calling it.
Yeah.
So mahalo plenty, guys.
Excellent.
Hi,
Thank you
Barbara.
so much.
Hey.
Yeah, and Barbara's joining us too. I'm gonna bring you on in here. How are you today?
Oh, wonderful. I just came back from Costa Rica not very long.
Oh, wonderful. I know you always have some wonderful wisdom to share with us. Just want to see what is on your mind today.
How to get myself so that I'm in the picture and I'm not sideways.
Technology is wonderful when it works, right?
Yeah, it is. And to share the pride that young people from Costa Rica feel about pura vida. Have you all heard of pura vida? That's like their motto, that how they greet each other and how they're trying to teach the rest of the world. And it's a concept for the pure life is what it means, pura vida. And the pure life to them is just be able to love nature and your family and your friends. And they say like they don't have an army because they don't want to spend money that way. They're spending money on education and on health, and then they don't build fences. They put up trees and put up bushes. You know, they yeah. And there was a beautiful pride there, and everywhere you went, there was recycling. Very, very serious about recycling and sustainability. And because they get such wonderful rain there, you get to see pineapples that are like at least twice the size of a pineapples that we see in our grocery stores here. I mean, huge fruit that I've never seen before. And yeah, it's really nice how like the start meals with fruit and porrilla. That's like how we breathe each other. Oh, pure life. We're gonna live the pure life. It's caught in that space. I think they need the same thing that these babies need at that time. As we learned high level with them, and we learned how to make our faces, even though it might seem like acting it cares, not blank face. Yeah, it's really learning how to love, and as we're learning how to love our babies, which is gonna come to loving each other, we're also finding out that NASA did a study on genius, right? And they find that like 99% of kids 2 years old, and they're judging genius here as the ability to think creatively, are geniuses. And at 5 years old, we still have that happening. At 10 years old, that's dropped off to half. And by 15, it's like the 98%, is on the side that doesn't come near being genius. And we're learning, it's the way we're educating children. That's dumbing them down, taking them out of nature, and out of interacting with each other, and out of creating things, doing things, that makes us smarter. There's a connection with what we're doing with our hands and what's going on with our brains. And to me, this is like exciting research that's happened, and now how to, let everybody know that people deserve to be loved, and we need to understand that phenomena of bringing ourselves up and people, children around us to that place where they know they're safe and they're protected and they're being loved. And we're trying to help each other understand these strong feelings. And so it's such a beautiful concept. Now, how to get it like out there, I think that's already happening. So everyone understands, and then we'll start being able to heal each other from like mental, emotional problems. Like Gabor Mate, who's very worth looking up, psychologist, psychiatrist. He understands. He's saying it's so sad right now because what women are doing with our anxiety is we're creating autoimmune problems like lupus, things that women are doing, arthritis, and what men are doing. And they're having these anxiety problems, having these like getting out of control. Like a child, and knowing how to get to where they're acting intelligently, having panic disorders and like that. So, we're learning and we're starting it, and I want to help. I want to learn how to talk without being too harsh, because we say like one person like hits a person, that's assault. That's pretty serious. If you're hitting elderly, that's elderly abuse. If you're hitting animals, if you're hitting children, so many people think that's discipline. That's even worse than the assault because, you're hitting someone that can't protect themselves, it's little and delicate. But I don't know if I can. I'm going to do a speech on Thursday, and I don't know if I can start that concept because people, they want to listen and feel, they want to learn, but I think possibly it's not all right to say things that hurt to hear. What do you think? What do y'all think of that?
That there's something to be said for having that conversation, having that be part of it, where sometimes, even though people don't like hearing it, it can be the wake-up call of, okay, there's a reason why I don't like to hear this, because that hit hits home, it hits a nerve somehow. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that's part of what happens with these ability conversations, with us doing World of Ability.
Mhm.
There's a lot of that where people just don't want to they don't want to think about it. It's supposedly not affecting them directly. They don't have someone in their life that uses a wheelchair or is deaf, or whatever that case may be. So it's not for them. But wait a second. Yeah, yes, it is. We're all part of the same community. These things are happening around us. They're all around us. I mean, 1 in 4 people have a disability. They're everywhere. They're all around, right? In so many ways, and in so much of what we're doing, it is present for all. It's just a matter of how much are we noticing it? How are we engaging with it? How much is that actually coming in ourselves, because we're so I think I personally would not dissuade you from having that be part of what you share, just because sometimes that's what it takes to start a conversation. When I think about something like abuse, that type of thing, if somebody is dealing with that, maybe they're scared to talk about it, or whatever the emotion is related to that. So sometimes somebody else opening that door sometimes ends up being a good thing in the end, even though it might be.
Yeah, some people, I think there's still a lot of people that grew up that way,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Yeah, it's a tough topic.
Maybe I'm sorry that we're right, that deserve to feel safe and respected and loved.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot of times it is what conversations have we been part of, we're exposed to in our life. A lot of this conversation that we have here, the world of ability, the concept of ability versus disability, and actually having that be a conscious thought. For me, a decade ago, it wasn't. It just, it wasn't. And through all these different paths that we've gone, in the road that we've gone down, we've learned how it's not a thought, commonly for others as well.
Mhm.
So having that connection is big. It makes a difference.
Yeah. And we're learning about like how people created caste systems and why, and how we have to stop, and that's hard to look at. It's really hard to, yeah, but it's time. It's time we talk, and it's time we learn.
Absolutely. I'm actually, one thing I have not done yet. I know things there's courses there's free content, there's not free content. There's a lot of content there, and it's going to just keep growing and growing. I'm curious how much is available on there that talks about the disability community, whether it's that is specific towards vision or mental whatever that constitute ability or disability. There's so much involved in that. I have not gone on there to see what's all on there yet.
But I don't
That
know.
arena, I'm curious.
Where are we supposed to go to look? I didn't know what you said.
The great
Sue, why don't
discovery.
you put your link into the chat? She can go there and she can sign up and get free courses, and she can peruse it all she wants. You don't necessarily need to. When you open it up and you go, you want a free course, it's going to ask you if you want be an affiliate, or you just want to be a learner, and you just want to be a learner.
So you go to Facebook? Go to Facebook?
No, you go to
I'll put a link on there.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I just put mine in the chat.
And I don't know how, while we're talking, like how to save something in the chat while we're talking.
Sometimes it's difficult to send your phone. I don't know how to do that. Maybe Emily can email it to you.
Great.
I can set up your account for you if you so wish, and just text that to you
Yeah.
while
that would
we're
be-
chatting. Okay. Are you guys still live?
We
Yes.
are.
Okay.
Actually, do you want to bring up screen and screen share it all? You're welcome to do that.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Wait, let me, I gotta log into there. Okay, let me open up an extra screen so I can share it. Thank you.
Mhm.
So here, YouTube, LinkedIn, and whoever else is tuning in. If you're a learner like I am, you do want to go get this course, or sign up for this, because it is awesome that you can take classes for free.
Yes. Yeah.
So all we're gonna do, you're gonna get this first screen whenever you sign in. Okay? And it's gonna ask you if you want to, what country you're in and what language you want to speak, or language you want to read, because these are all the different languages we have. Right. So we're going to speak English because I don't speak any other language. I just had to put a reel together for me. So you can enroll as an affiliate or a creator, or you want to start your first class for free. We're going to say start your first class for free.
Lee,
You want to share your screen so we can see that too?
Oh, you're not seeing it?
No,
No.
not yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was. Hello. Wake up. Wait, now I got to expand this screen because. All right. Here I go. Now I can totally do this. All right. Now are you all seeing it? Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
How do we keep that? What do I?
Well, I'm going to assign you.
I mean, it's like a lifestyle, worrying about making money and working from 9 to 9, partying afterwards and all, and just getting sick. And now, fun wood or throw salt on my shoulder. I don't know what you do, not jinx it, to keep it so beautiful and so good growing and become successful. But she and her friend, they were amazed at what they saw people doing with just doing breath work.
Yeah.
That.
There's some information here that might be more. I don't know if you want to share it more on live.
I will. I can.
Okay. So what is your email address, Barbara?
It's buddhabarb@yahoo.com. So my daughter gave it to me because I've been practicing Buddhism for 56 years, and I do laughter yoga, the ha ha ha. So it's BUDDHA for Buddha Barb for my name. And then it's at yahoo.com.
Okay, so let me just make sure I spelled this correctly. It's B like in boy, U, D, 2 D's like David.
Yeah.
HA.
Yes.
And then your first, just BARD, right?
Okay.
Okay, give me 1 minute because it's asking me to type it again.
So, and as you're doing, if you're going to go through and do all this with her info, I wonder if I should send you guys to a breakout room briefly to do this.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
That would be good.
Wait, hang on. I got to stop sharing and then go to the breakout room. Thank you.
Yeah, that's perfect. I like that so much here. So breakout room, let me,
Okay, I will join that. Thanks, Emily.
excellent. All right. So while they're off in the room, do we keep talking in here with other topics and things that are going on? So I know, Emily, you've been around the Great Discovery for a bit here as well. What have you learned from them so far? What's your impression?
That is a great place for content or go to any courses. So if anybody's looking to sign up like Barbara is, they should contact me to sign them up. Like Barbara should be signing up under me. But so if anybody's interested in joining, please let me know.
Well, did you want to go into the breakout room at all and talk more with them on?
It's fine because they've already started it, and Lee won't change, so it's perfectly fine.
So, tell us more about the Great Discovery.
Well, just as I said, it's for anybody who's looking to take courses, create their own courses, take their own content up there, anything like that. So, and as well as Elliot.
Gotcha. So, and there's a wonderful gentleman that has been helping out a lot with this. His name is Alex Hitt. So, can you share a little bit about who he is and how you can tune in to learn more about this?
So Alex is kind of the top rankings of, or I shouldn't say top rankings. One of the more or less kind of one of the leaders Great Discovery. He's also done a lot with he's been doing a lot with YouTube, and so on. And he has on his website a page on his website where he has a calendar, a calendar that lists all the times where he or somebody else is having a meeting to go through what the Great Discovery is and how to sign up and answer any questions, kind of explaining like the whole. So if anybody's interested in that, we can get the link to, as well as just alexhit.com/team, but we can get that over to everybody.
So his name is Alex, A-L-E-S, and his Hitt, H-I-T-T. So there's 2 T's at the end of his name. So alexhit.com. And yeah, you can find, he's got a calendar on there with trainings going on all the time. So if anyone wants to learn more about, yeah, feel free to reach out to us at the show here as well, because we're happy to connect the dots and all that as well. And so it's going to be a really good platform. I'm excited for what that all has to offer. And actually, we have a lot of resources that we come across and are participating with. And I think it would be appropriate for that out because it does for everybody. So that's something when you learn things through the Great Discovery, for example, that's something that you're going to do online. It's all something you do from wherever you are. Another you often have used is No Card. Do you want to share a little bit more about what No Card is as well?
Did we get somebody here? Oh, they're back here already.
We're back.
So Sue, she signed up as a learner, so you can reach out to her and guide her. She has my number in case she gets stuck.
All good.
I'm not sure I got your number, but I don't know why, but it didn't seem like I got it. But
Okay, well, I will reply back to your phone call via text.
oh, good. Okay. So you
Okay.
see that.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Lee, I know you said you had to go in a few minutes. Do you want to say anything about No Card podcast or anything before you leave?
Oh, thank you. Well, I do have a live stream. I do live stream to YouTube, and then I upload my information over to Facebook and LinkedIn later on during the day. It happens on every day, 10 a.m. Hawaii time. And let me convert it to you for New York or East Coast time. And that is 4 p.m. Please join us.
Wow.
My next guest is going to be Edwin Edabiri. He is the Chief Happiness Officer of Happy Neighborhood Project. He has written a book, and hopefully we'll get some insights from him on how to always stay happy. So I thank you so much. And if you would like to really connect with, best place is to No Card. If you are, that is a great business to business platform. I don't post too often there, but I do go look for people I'm trying to connect with. So with that, thank you so much, and mahalo, and have some awesome week. And hopefully I can join you next week. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Leah. I always appreciate you and what you all bring here.
Yes.
Edwin as a guest, that's huge.
I mean, we've had Edwin here before too. So a long time ago, but we have had him on here.
So is that a downer for me getting him? Is that what you're trying to
No,
tell
I'm just saying he's been here too. So he's getting around to the podcast. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's fantastic. Yeah, he's
Well, maybe you need to get him back on to help promote the book, because he promote that book. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is universal. That is something that would be so appropriate for World of Ability as well. I love that.
Yeah. I've been reading books, and it's really nice because it's broken down into lessons. But, he'll share more about that. I don't want to spill his beans, because it's his beans to spill instead of mine.
Actually, so if somebody podcast, where do they go? How do they find it?
Go to YouTube and just type in my name, LEIGHKADOOKA, and do a search for me, and I think I'll come up. I'm into this whole podcast live stream world, so if you get stuck, I don't know how to help you. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So thanks, guys. I have to beg off, and like I said, have an awesome week.
You
Mahalo,
too. Thanks so much. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Arigato
thank you.
gozaimasu. Bye-bye.
Yeah. We've got so many wonderful friends that come and join us here. Barbara, I'm always thrilled to have you here. Tell me a little bit more. I know you said you just got back from Costa Rica. What is the favorite things you did while you were there?
Oh my gosh. Going on this, what do they call it? It's a bridge that waves in the air, and you're up really high in the air, and you're overlooking everything. It's really beautiful. Love that boat ride with you have a lot of people there that want to be your scouts, and show you where all the animals are, and how to see with their eyes. So I got to take some really cool pictures.
Fun.
And possibly, yeah, I should try to share some. And being with a friend and feeling that I felt as a child, like we, my friend, you're doing this, you know, and you're really happy to have a friend to share with. I got like a taste of that again, and I thought, well, this is a feeling really should be, you know, I should be developing with many people because it's such a good feeling.
That's really nice. Well, I'm going to throw a different question at you. So while you were there, did you happen to notice people been there? I've heard a bit about I grew up in Costa Rica. So I just find it interesting. That's where you just were. That's very, very, very cool. I've only heard good things. So
Yeah.
wonderful place.
I enjoyed it a lot.
How long were you there?
People were a little over a week,
Excellent.
almost 2 weeks. And that was got to be in different parts of the country. And but people were very friendly.
And you know, that's such a difference whenever we go places. When you encounter people that are friendly and you feel safe, what a difference that makes to be that kind of environment. I guess I think then too, if wherever we go here, if you see somebody who looks like they might be struggling, to help them to be in that spot, to feel safe and to get the need, whatever they need. You know, sometimes somebody who might be in a wheelchair struggling to get over a curb or something, to have people around who can offer assistance if they want, to ask, to be a resource. It makes a difference when you're around a friendly environment. So it's interesting that you share that.
And I find that people who want to help they're grateful to be helped. But sometimes you need to ask them, like, you know, excuse me, can you help me? Like I had that on the beach this morning, you know, climbing up something, and my friend was holding my hand. But I saw this strong woman, you know, not too far away, and I was like, "Oh, could you help us?" And you know, I see that people are grateful to have opportunities to help. You know, it makes them feel more of a human being, right? Yeah,
absolutely. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. That's something when people volunteer, when they do different activities like that. I know I've often said that even with our water skiing, we come out with our equipment and we show up with the ability to do the side skiing and to help make the event happen. And then we have participants come looking to have that chance to be on the water, to do all the things that we often take for granted because we go and we do this all the time, so that we can share our sport that we love so much with others. I often have said I get more out of it than our participants do, because it is such a joy to be able to share something with somebody else that this is something that means a lot to me, and to be able to have others come into the love of that sport, and that we can share that experience. I love that we are able to do that, and it is something that I think people, we have that in us. We want to be able to share and do more and help others.
And so something I thought was funny too is like sometimes I had to get into like a high vehicle and I would be struggling to do that. Men were funny about like not knowing like how to lift me. Some of them were, you know, and watching, like asking permission, you know, from the person I'm with about helping me. But at times I felt like someone strong, like lifting me up, you know, no hesitation at all. And then it would be a woman. That happened a few times, and I was impressed with my fellow women becoming strong and afraid to jump in and help when they can, even if it has to do with lifting.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad you had such a good experience there.
Yeah. And so they said to me, they're like, how can I be like you when I'm your age? And it was really cool. I had a non-Yogeiko card. I said, well, I've been doing this for 56 years. This helps, you know. And then, you know, right away, and I'm trying to tell them about Toastmasters. And yeah.
So I know you mentioned laughter yoga. Not everybody's familiar with that. Can you tell us more about that?
Did I show you before how
I
easy
think-
it is to jump into it?
I
With
think
the
you
kiwi,
have.
the banana, and the hallelujah. You want to do it?
I would love that.
Okay, so we just need those three things: a banana, a kiwi, and a good old gospel hallelujah. So you're gonna follow me, and you take your finger and you put it in your cheek, and then we're gonna do it the banana, and we're gonna go ba,
Ba,
na,
na.
na. And we're gonna get into our giggly sounds when we're gonna use the kiwi. And we put the finger in the cheek, and we start with a ki.
He. We.
And this time you've got to put your hands on your belly because we're going to come up with a raucous belly laugh. And we're going to start with the ha,
Ha.
le,
Le.
lu,
Lu.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear Kurt downstairs. You should come on camera and join us.
And here's the thing that's so wonderful. Your body doesn't know that, you know, we're just like making ourselves laugh, right? Right away. It's even if you have to put a pencil between the teeth, you get a smile, you know, right away when your body is laughing, your body starts creating endorphins and new neural pathways in your brain get used. You can laugh and be happy even easier, and eliminating cortisol and doing all kinds of healing. And it makes you get easier and easier to find that joy. You know, this isn't like a laughter where people are like nervous. This is a laughter where joy is popping up from inside you, being with the other people and playing, you know. And the eye contact and the hugs and laughter yoga. And when I found it, because I was in pain and I wasn't finding any pain pill or anything that was helping, and I've been dealing with this for like 2 weeks, and somebody was coming to show me about some natural painkiller. So I go downstairs to show them where to park, and I hear this laughing coming from behind these bushes. And I'm like, what am I hearing? And you know, I peek in because I live right near a community center and a park, and people were doing laughter yoga. And I had like, you know, 10 minutes, right? You had more than like 20, but my friend who named herself Goddess, she's like, come on, join us. And I was so impressed, even though I just played for like 10 minutes as I was leaving. I realized that pain that I couldn't get rid of, you know, no way. And it was playing and laughing with other people. So I got certified. I'm a laughter yogini.
Okay, so what does it take to do that? How do you go about that?
You probably just can Google laugh yoga, and
Okay.
it'll tell you, you know, in your neighborhood, and you'll see if anybody's doing it. And Dr. Katari, he was a man from India, but he was a doctor, and he was such a sincere doctor that he wanted to help people. And he could, you know, he could help them overcome cancer. You know, he would be so excited. And then 5 years later, you know, they're coming up with the same kind of problems. And he's like, what am I missing? And he starts reading in Cousins, I think in the United States or England, where he was being told that he had about to live. You know, he was in this hospital. You know, this hospital is gonna, if I'm here too, it's gonna take all the money, you know, my kids' inheritance. So if I'm gonna die, I'll die laughing. So he checked into a motel, you know, a cheaper motel, and he rented numerous videos. And they said they could hear him laughing, like he made you laugh at least like 2 hours a day, find things to laugh with. 27 years later, he's writing the book on the anatomy of the, and he's talking about how laughter saved his life. So Dr. Kachari finds Dr. Peasant, and he goes, this, and in India, when they do laughter yoga, it's not even 100 people getting together. You'll get like 1,000 people that'll come out
Wow.
and get together and do laughter yoga. Yeah. So powerful medicine, and we've known that for a long time. You ask people, what's the best medicine? People have heard laughter, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But and it's, you watch like the eye contact, and as people keep coming back to do it with each other, becomes like easier. A lot of times I've seen like women when they'll start like playing, laughing, they'll start crying, and then like my friend would stop, go over and hug them, keep like the group happening. But and men I've seen, they'll do that when they're doing Reiki, healing touch. And then I watch, that's where I see like men will start to cry. So this is the time we're in, the time that we need to be learning from each other and healing each other, right? Time for dialogue. Exactly what you started right here, and it's so wonderful.
And I know even you do a lot with the HNP community, with Happy Neighborhood Project. And Emily, you want to share just a little bit? On Fridays, they have the worldwide event. And for a long time, I always hear they do laughter yoga. Is that something that they're still doing?
I don't know that everyone has done it 2 months since we've switched platforms, but we have gotten him to we have reminded him about doing that. So hopefully I can get him back in the habit of doing it again. But yeah.
And you can always use me,
Having that right mindset, positive outlook, having that fun. We were talking about that actually early on in this show too, about what fun gets done. It is a real thing where if we incorporate the fun in what we do, to be happy, to enjoy life, that makes such a difference for every. It really, I think of all the things that we've done over time too. What those fun things are, you just kind of naturally gravitate towards them because it was fun. So,
yeah. I think it kind of equalized the playing field too, because when people are laughing, guys will say like it's a mouthgasm.
excellent.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you that up and bringing that here, because that is something I think we can all learn from. I could do a little more of myself. I know I get caught sometimes with we all get those points in life. It's like there's stress. There's my to-do list is so long. I don't know where to start. And all the things. No matter who we are, we have those things that kind of weigh us down, right? And just take a moment. It doesn't take long, right? To stop and laugh. It really. So when you do laughter yoga, how much time do you how much time do you devote to that? What is it? What's recommended?
Like 20 minutes. And we'll play like different games, like passing around, you and to the person next to you, we're in a circle. And you. And then the next person might go, you. And then we'll go, however you want to do it. You are amazing. And we'll go around and everybody's saying it, and that's like, it's fun, it's, you can be as silly as you want to be, and
Awesome. And really, I can only imagine that takes down any defense that's going on, any self-consciousness, all the things that hold us back can just settle out, and you can focus on what's going on and feeling good. So many good things. I love that. That's wonderful. I'm actually just thinking, it's like, where can I incorporate that in what I'm doing?
Yeah. The power of prayer. I was in high school. I was trying to campaign against football games. And, I was saying, I want to be able to teach games that men, women, and children can play, like together. It's win-win for everybody. People come away healthier and happier and more united. No one to end up going to the hospital because of this game, And it was one time I'm in the middle of a laughter yoga session, and I go, that was my prayer. This is my dream come true. That anyone could play, not kids, my 92-year-old dad, makes everybody happy and united and part of the circle for a while, part of a group. Yeah.
And even though of any ability can participate.
Yes, definitely.
Amazing. Oh, I love that. Today, I think this is such a perfect way to end. The conversations today have been wonderful. I've learned a lot. There's been things shared. Do you have any last thoughts that you would like to share today before we do wrap up? Give you the stage.
How I find the information I did, to learn. Like, how do I go about doing that once we hang up?
Excellent. Yeah, and we'll definitely get together with that, because I love even that platform. It's called The Great Discovery, because all the things that are going to be there that we can discover. I'm excited, because that's going to be a lot of fun.
So I can go to Google and do that, and then I find her.
Actually, I will send you a link on here. Let me make sure I can send you an email with how to get a hold of Lee and how to do all that. We'll stay in touch on that for sure.
Oh, wonderful.
Excellent. And Emily, I'm going to throw it back to you one more time too. Any last things you want to share, Emily?
Only thank you to everyone who's on the show, and that we are here every Saturday, from 1 to 3 Central, and anybody interested in being on the show, and thank you to Marcus, Zach, Lawrence, and Jay for supportive partners in replaying the show. And back to you.
Thank you so much. This has been a spectacular day. Kurt, starting things off with all the message he shared here, and we will continue that, and keeping in mind what the World of Ability is all about. And I can't thank you all enough for everything you do here with us. So again, my name is Sue Roskopf, and for all of us here at World of Ability, We thank you.
Thank you.